here, and today I wanted to show you what I did when I found these great eggs at Michael's. Okay, so it's a set of 3, and I just kind of guessed that they would all be the same color. I had no idea, but wait until you see. So see, set of 3 eggs, and we're gonna open it up and see what we have inside. This is like those things that all of the little girls get when they open up and don't know what's gonna be inside. So, look at that. I got a pink one and a purple one and a little note. So, here we go. Oh, they're gonna roll off the table. I have 3 eggs and now whoa, rolling everywhere. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little tiny bit of Gorilla Glue. There we go. And glue these back together. I don't want them to open up. So we have unpackaged our eggs, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make holes in them. Now, I have tried drills and I have tried a Dremel. I've had better luck using my old, one of my old glue guns, and I've just simply melted a hole right through my eggs. And I'm gonna do this at an angle, okay? So we're not gonna stack these straight, and I will show you. So that's what you do, and I have a 5/8 inch by 3 foot by 36 inch dowel rod, okay? And this is what we're gonna do, is we're gonna take and put this, I've already pre-melted these holes, and we're gonna push this right through the holes, and it's gonna come out at the other side, and you're gonna see this is why we wanna do these at an angle, okay? There's our dowel, there we go, okay? So that's what we're going to do, and we're gonna stack them this way. So you just need to make those holes big enough to fit the eggs on. Actually, I'm gonna push this one up a little bit, this one down. And don't worry about this. This is all going to be hidden. And now we're gonna do the last, smallest egg. Let's see how we want this one to go. I think we will do this one just like this. Okay, so we're starting to get our topiary of the eggs done. And that's okay if there's gonna be a little bit out here. If you have made your holes too big, you can always put a little hot glue right in there, okay? All right, so I'm gonna set this aside, and you're gonna find a container. I'm gonna use this urn that I have here, and I know I've gotta cut this styrofoam down to fit in it. And I'm gonna wedge this styrofoam in really, really tightly to support our eggs. Take that off. So you're gonna find whatever size styrofoam will be the right to wedge in your container. So it all depends what container you get. I usually don't cut enough, so I'm being a little aggressive. I'll probably cut too much this time. Oh, perfect, okay. Nope, needs to have a little bit more taken off. I'm gonna get those out of the way. Little hunk there. So this is not exacting. Tad more, just keep trying it. But you don't, like I said, you don't want to take too much off that it's going to be loose in your container. Okay? All righty. Here we go. And I'm going to push that all the way down in there. And see, that's very secure. Okay? So you're going to push this all the way down in. And like I said, you still might have a little bit left up here at the top. Okay? Alrighty, next step, we're gonna wanna make a nice little mossy nest for our bottom egg. So I'm just gonna take some preserved moss, and I'm just gonna stick that right in there, okay? This stuff is really messy. Okay, push this egg up just a little bit to get that underneath there. Okay, and now, there we go. All right. Clean this off a little bit before we start our next step. So now we have our topiary, but we have wood showing. We have some glue where I glued my eggs shut. So I'm going to start with some of this really beautiful artificial wisteria that came from Michael's, and you can use anything you want. And I'm just going to cut this. It's a bush, and I'm going to cut it apart. And I'm going to push these right into the styrofoam if I can. Yes, I certainly can, so that they hang right over the edge like that. Okay? And if I can't get it to go all the way down in there, I'm going to use my steel pick machine and just put a steel pick on there and push that right down in. There we go. So it's nice and secure. And we're going to keep going all the way around. Our little price tag off. And especially right here where my egg is touching, I want to push it up just a little bit. I want to have some florals underneath there too, okay? So I'm going to keep going with the pink wisteria. And you can use any color you want. These eggs come in a variety of color combinations. I haven't bought a lot of them, so I don't know what you're going to get when you open them. But I know that they have all had mixed colors. They haven't been, you don't buy a giant blue one and they're all blue inside. All right. I'm going to bend that one a little bit so it really flows over the edge of my container. This one, and I've got a couple more. I'm not going to use them all, but I'm going to use almost all of them around the base, okay? There we go. Okay, now I have some leftover garland here, and I'm just going to cut this garland apart. I see I've already cut apart some. Pull it apart. And I'm going to stick this right down under my largest egg, and I'm going to have it go up and around. And then this will help me. I can use a little bit of hot glue right here to hide where I have hot glued my egg shut, okay? All righty. So just going to put a little bit of hot glue on top of the glue that's already there. There we go. Okay. Just going to keep building this up, this nice floral base. Real springtime look. And the styrofoam is pushed pretty far down in there, so I'm going to use my pick machine, and then I'm also going to take some of these and put them right along our glue line right up here, okay? I'm going to cut the stem pretty short, put a little bit of glue on the back of one of the leaves, and then I'm going to just put that right there. So this is just the creative part. You're just going to do whatever you want to cover up anything that you have showing there. Let's see, this is a great little filler flower. We'll put a little bit more of this right there, see? So we can just hide any of that glue that's on there. There we go. Now, you're wondering about this, I'll bet. Okay. Same thing, I have a little bit more of my pink wisteria here, and I'm going to cut this one apart. Oh, I've got a little piece right here. I'm going to take this little piece off, and And I'm gonna tuck it right in here. Isn't that gonna be pretty? So same thing, we're just gonna get out the hot glue gun and we're just gonna hide. We're gonna work on hiding the mechanics of where these eggs hook together. And I thought these lilacs would be beautiful in there. So same thing, I'm gonna cut these apart. So I just am using a little bit in there. And so there we go. And now I'm gonna turn it around and make sure that I'm hiding it on all sides. And don't forget foliage. Flowers don't grow without leaves, so we're gonna add some leaves right underneath there, and that's gonna help to hide our dowel rod. Okay, so I see it's hot, just a little bit right here. So I'm gonna take another little snip of the lilacs. Yeah, don't be afraid to cut these all apart. Okay. Right in there. And see, now we're starting to look all floral all the way up, okay? Now I'm going to take this apart again. Just gonna pull this garland apart and use a little bit more. And I'm gonna have this coming up between, cut this end off. I'm gonna take this so that it looks like it's coming out from where they're attached and right up here around this one, okay? So same thing, I'm gonna take a little hot glue and we're gonna tuck this right down in here. And then after this is set, I need to hold it for a second to make sure it sets. And then I'm just going to glue it right along the seam. Let me turn this around so you can see the seam. We're just gonna try and hide that seam a little bit, okay? Okay, so I've done the same thing right between these two eggs. See, I've added a little bit of the florals and a little bit of the greenery. Did the same thing with a piece of the fern going all the way up to the top. So now you're like, well, wait, we have this top stuck up here. Well, we don't wanna leave the top of it naked. So I'm gonna add some flowers right to the top. Have a little bit more of my lilac and I'm gonna cut them. I don't want them to stick up too much. You know, if you wanted, you could add a little bunny to the bottom of this. There's so many different ways that you could personalize this for yourself, not just in colors. You know, like I said, I love Lily of the Valley, so that's one of the flowers I really wanted to include, and I just love these wisteria from Michael's this year. I've been getting carried away buying them. So I'm gonna stick those on there and I'm gonna turn it around. And I know I've gotta get my glue strings off. Don't worry, I'm gonna get all those glue strings off. Now I have just a little tiny bit of the pink wisteria left. Same thing, I had it at the bottom and I've added it between all of the eggs. So I wanna add a little bit to the top also. So get my glue gun, put a little glue up there. It's getting a little tall for me to reach up here. A little bit right there. Now I think the only thing I need to do is maybe add a little bit more foliage up there. So let's see. The lilacs had some great leaves, so I'm going to just pull these off or cut these off. I guess I'll cut them off and glue those right on to the top. All right, yeah. Little glue right on the back of there. And I'm going to add another leaf down here. Alrighty, now let me turn it all the way around for you to see, okay? And I know I've got some glue strings on there. I'll spray the hot hair dryer on those and they will disappear. So we filled it all around the bottom to make a nice little nest for our eggs. So there you are, it's all done. And you know, if you could buy one of these, you know it would cost a lot more than it would cost for you to make one. And this, making it yourself gives you a chance to customize it.